Amir, you're on mute.
Thank you. Good morning, good evening. We are going to have a special session today. This time we're going to put an hour kind of internal meeting in the hub, and the goal is to make sure we are all aligned, very clear of what are the steps forward toward the submission of the solutions to XPRIZE by end of September. So it's going to be interactive session. You know, you can ask questions. Please raise your hand anytime you have a question, and Stephanie will interrupt me for questions which are relevant to what we discuss. If there are general questions, we answer them at the end. And we want to really have an interactive session on coming up with an understanding of how best all of us in the hub can help to get the best results for the hub. So what's very critical to realize is the hub, everybody in the hub actually with one way or another is helping with the success for all of us, for everybody in the hub at the end. So it's a very critical point to realize that we all are playing some important role in a bigger success. That's when we can actually be in a position to have to bring a large success. So what the basic of this is, I'll say the name first right now, and then at the end I come back and kind of recap to see if we are actually achieving. There is a term called co-opetition. Co-opetition means collaboration and competition at the same time, and it is really the backbone of innovation economy. If you look at how the various industries succeed to achieve amazing impact and amazing growth, the reason for it is, although it seems at the surface that there is a lot of competition going on, and it does, but there is a significant amount of collaboration is happening. There is significant amount of various companies helping each other to complete a flow, a chain that enables to deliver a significant impact. So you're going to do that in the macrocosm of hub, the same kind of competition. We need to highly realize this and start to help each other. And I want to show how that helps us to win more, have a larger impact, and at the same time actually to lift everybody together. So let me share my screen and start to show you a few slides. And then in context of those slides, I want to ask each of the companies talk about what their focus is. It's not going to be the usual pitch for somebody which is outside of the hub. You know, we have seen many of the presentations before. Is more talking about operationally how we want to succeed to have the best submissions. So let me go here and share with you the okay. So first, let's start by having an overview of what is the journey. This is very important. You know, Many of you already have passed through this journey. You are in the innovation stage and you're doing all of these things. But it's very important for each and every one of you to have an overview of what's the best way to describe the journey, to understand the journey. Because one of the parameters of success, let me just say it from start, is how large the hub is. The larger the hub gets, the higher attention and therefore higher potential win for everybody in the hub. So it's very important each and every one of you knows and have a better way to describe your own experience and what is it for the new kids that they come in. So the journey goes through the 3 stages: is learn, create, and innovate. The learn, all of you have done. Now, recently, we actually have a starter pack, which the starter pack is very simple. They can do the machines themselves. You, of course, can help them to go through and come up to speed. And that's free, that's available for everybody. If they upgrade, and there are various ways to upgrade, the various countries have various scholarships, and parents are coming in, and all different ways to make the kids to be able to upgrade. And when they upgrade, they get access to algorithm, robotics, math, and applications. This is the new structure recently. Not every country this has been get deployed. Some of the countries are the last week of their challenge, and the new challenge that starts, but for the summer, they will see this structure. But even if the old structure still is what it is a set of machine. These are machine sets. So there's machine sets for number puzzle, machine sets for learning turtle chip, control chips. And then in algorithms, there are variables, Boolean, basic operations, number games in math. There is a new set got added, which is the U-cubed at Stanford machines. And as you do these machine sets, you get badges, like the badge of U-cubed at Stanford machines, or badge of the N-phase energy and things like that. So this is kind of new organization that is coming up, but it's the same concept. They're basically a bunch of machines. Each of these sets are a bunch of machines. So what you get for them, you get of course XPs, you get Polycoin while you're playing and learning, and you get badges. The next step is to create your own machines, which you have done, many of you or most of you have done. And when they create their machines, they can submit. We are going to get to the point that weekly submission is possible. I mean, we used to have only during 7 weeks you can do and things like that. We're going to expand it such that any time of the year you can actually submit a machine. When you submit a machine, you're going to be in a national leaderboard. Right now, the leaderboard is based on XP and judging. Soon, those leaderboards will give Polycoin also. It doesn't yet, but soon will do. We'll get to a point that will give Polycoins for the leaderboards also. And then this gets you ready, gets the new people that come in ready. They're creating themselves to now innovate, which is a effort, team effort. The whole point about innovate is you do it as a team, not only as one team of one startup, actually as teams of a startup, which I mentioned earlier, that they're collaborating with each other. So this is what an innovation economy is, and you all are building it with an amazing speed. So here the goal is that to work together toward a set of prizes. Right now, as you know, we are working toward the Elon Musk XPRIZE. This is the one that the deadline is October 1st. We'll talk about it more. But we are in discussion with other organizations to bring more prizes. And I have an announcement to make. We, as of yesterday, we got to have PolyUp itself assigning a prize, a $10,000 fund, which will come in the same time frame as the camo removal will finish. So no matter how many of the carbon removal prizes we win, don't, whatever happens there, we know now that because of the supporters of PolyUp, the community that supports PolyUp, a $10,000 has been put, and I'll talk about how that money actually will become something that you can spend by Polycoin. So one big news I have is no matter what, we know that by end of November, the Polycoins you're earning is going to have some value in dollar. And with that value in dollar, you're going to be able to purchase from a set of objects. Now, that value that Polycoin is going to have is going to depend on how much prizes the hub totally wins by November 30th. If it wins, carbon removal, one carbon removal solution, two carbon removal solution, significant more funds will come to the hub. And those funds that come to the hub will make it such that every coin value higher. What we know today, the big news today is the Polycoin is going to have a value no matter what on November 30th. What we don't know is how much that value can be increased by the collective work in the hub. Okay, so now that you know the journey, you can not only you understand it, this is what you have done, but because you have a picture, something that you can hang on, one place you see everything, now you can actually explain it to others better. And in the last step, if somebody wins, if some company wins XPRIZE, that company is going to get significant new additional Polycoin. And we'll talk about what's the formula for that. If you help to influence, to let the work of the hub known more outside and bring more people in, there are going to be means that to get more Polycoin. That last one I said still is not in place. We're going to do that. So one of those is actually about gaming. So I want to right now have a segue. We are at 10:15. So if there are some outside people have joined on YouTube, you can see this. I want to first start by announcing the winners of the game, the 3 games that has been released, the record holders of the week. As you saw in the Discord, from now on, we're going to provide every week for those machines which they have been recognized as a game. We are going to provide the prize for them, which is the for the top record holder every week. They are going to get 1,500 Polycoins if they are the record holder, and based on the suggestions that came from the hub, is we expect the record holder to make a short YouTube video explaining how they achieved that record, because the hub helps the hub. So we want to know from the person that achieved it, how they achieved that, and share that with others. So if I go back to Innovation Hub announcement and start to look at each of these machines, I can right away announce right now the winners, and the honor of that is very important. These are not these are very interesting games that they have a strategy, and to achieve the best timing, you really need to think about it a lot. So here is the leaderboard of all those, the top 10 for the first game, which called 4 Flags. And I am more than happy to say that Tahir Aghazada from WPI is the proud winner of this week by 7 seconds and 333 thousandths of the second. And Tahir, you should, I really appreciate if you start to not draw anything on the page. I really appreciate that. Stephanie, can you please disable drawing? I appreciate that. Thank you. Tahir, what you need to do is you need to make a video, a short video, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it takes. Take a video of your screen, explain how you have achieved this, show your solution. How did you achieve 7 seconds? Well, the closest next one is 9 seconds, and other one is much higher. And that is very important. Learning that is important, and maybe next week somebody else can, with that learning, actually come up with a better record for the same machine. Every week we announce the top winner for each of this. So congratulations, Tahir. Next one, I'll go to the next machine, which is the next machine is we have a corner to corner, very, very interesting machine. This is to take a bug on a 3D room to hit 3 flags. And if we look at the top winners on this, man, this is amazing. So we have the same winner, Tahir Aghazada, that achieved the first one on this also with a significantly lower number with 5 seconds. So Tahir, congratulations, you are actually winning both the top one. After you win another 1,500 coins after you submit a video that explains how you achieved it. So please make that video, put it on YouTube. In case, I don't know what grade Tahir is. If you're less than 13 years old, you can share the video with us and we'll put it up, because many of the, YouTube and others ask to be 13 years and older. We can do it for you. But again, Tahir, this is amazing. We have a winner of 2 of this to be the same person. Congratulations. Make the videos such that you can claim the 1,500 coins. And the last one is actually a strategy game. This was the harder one on finding a strategy, how the mouse can escape the cat going around. It's very, very interesting game. And let's see. Okay, so I rest my case. Even the last one, we have Tahir. Well, in the last one, we have a tie between Tahir and Anabaji. So, and Maka Aga. So between these two, what we'll do, and between these 3, what we do, we go to the second one. We provide the prize to Anabaji because the same timing. And Anabaji, if you make some video showing how you achieve that timing, that would be fantastic. And we'll do. Oh, by the way, I mean, you can see I tried hard and I get to 5 seconds. I don't know how did you make to 3 seconds, but I'm very excited to see your video, to see how you achieve the 3 seconds, and everybody can learn from it and next week come. Congratulations to all for this. So let me go back and continue. So this is very, very important way. So let me say this. This is one of the best way to make your solutions to actually be something that various kids around the world play again and again and again. If you can turn one of the machines, like, when you have a solution, you can have many machines to show, and they're connected with the portal chips, as you know. But one of them that is more conducive to achieve something with a strategy at a lower time would be best to turn them to a game. And when you do that, your solution starts to gain a lot of coin. And what we are doing is, I'll announce right now, we are going to very soon, as soon as you have the first company, these three games were not done by companies. This done actually by a teacher and by some, two of them was by a teacher and one by a company. I announced the name of the teacher is Mr. Bill, a tall math teacher. This amazing idea that he had. So we don't have yet company machines that has been accepted to be turned to a game, because you have to submit the machines. If it's fun and educational and really a good machine, it will get accepted. Andy, actually, the tall math teacher, is head of that committee that accepts these machines. And then when your machine become a game machine, it will be the only machines that every time somebody plays, the author actually will gain coins. Because the other machines, the regular machines, if somebody else played once, you get the coin, but if they played second time, you don't. But in game machines, because they are focusing on making a better and better time, every time they play, you're going to get some coin as an author. The author will get more coins. So I'll announce this right now. The details of it is in development right now. But by the time that the first companies' machines become available to become a game, that company starts to gain more coins every time that somebody tries to solve it better and better time. Okay, so that was one important announcement. Again, congratulations for winners of this week. So let me go back to the presentation. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go over our critical tasks. These tasks are very, very important. By the way, we'll put this presentation up in the hub, so you don't need to take notes. You can see it. Right now, from 300, more than 300 in the hub, only 44 have added their acronym of a startup to their name. If you don't add that, your contribution to your company will not count toward the revenue of the company. So it's critical that you add the 3 acronym letter of your startup to your display name. Please do. It's critical for the machines which are company machines, the ones that they're showing the solution of the machine, the solution of the company, is important to add a tag. If you don't know, you can ask in the hub, but you can add a tag to the machines as an author, and it's important to add brackets with the acronym tag to your machine. And this is important because as we go forward, we're going to start to calculate the revenue of the companies 2 different ways. One is the total revenue of all the people there, and the other one is the revenue of products. And for that, we need to know what is your product revenue. You need to identify what's the product of the company. You can have more than one machine, which is product. You have machines that are connected together with the portal ships. We are going to, the rest of this call, we're going to focus on every of your company, talk about what solution, what library, or what innovative way you have that you want to reach out and make the hub better known. I'll give you examples. This is a place, the influence is a place for you to innovate. We don't know what are the ways. You are going to lead that. We know right now one company right now is focusing on TikTok, and he's going to show what they're doing for TikTok release, for example. That will help the whole hub, and that company will help everybody else to have like TikTok post. Another company may work on making gamification of helping other companies to make gamification. And many things can be done. So it's solution library or something that helps the hub as overall. We want to look for collaboration in every aspect. A solution can be done with one or more than one company. Libraries can be done with one or more companies. When you go through this, reach out for help. Say, well, there is a lot. I'm going to show you a set of deadlines that we need to do. If you want to be submitting to XPRIZE on time, we have to increase the speed of the development much, much faster over the next 8 weeks. We have only 8 weeks remaining. So the only way to do that is we have to increase the speed. To increase that speed, the only way to do a great job and something that's worthy of winning more and more prizes is to collaborate. So you need to be more and more open to bring more companies for a solution, for a library, or for whatever way you have more influence. And you need to, this week, you need to plan for execution. Time is short. Okay, so how are you going to submit? As you know, we had another discussion with the head of the XPRIZE. You already had discussion with the CEO of XPRIZE. We had a discussion with the head of XPRIZE, Elon Musk Prize, last week. And what they ask us is we should have different submissions based on different solutions. So what we're going to have submissions around one specific thing. It might be a rock, or it might be I don't know, things that we have heard, might be bamboo, or might be, these are solutions. A submission doesn't happen with one company. Actually, a submission that happens with one company is not good, because the chance of success would be very small. The more collaboration on each submission, the higher chance of success. So we want a submission to have a solution and many libraries. Maybe library 1, 2, and 4 gets used here. Maybe library 2, 3, and 5 get used here. Maybe this submission use 2, 4, 5, and 6, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to discuss right now, and I want every one of you that goes talk about what solution you are working on or what library. The ones that talk about solution, I want you to tell what libraries you need. Ask, say, you know, what we're doing is this solution. If there was a library like this, can help us. If a library like that can help us. And I want everybody else listen, and some of the companies stand up, say, well, I'll do that library. Because we have more companies. We have 14 companies right now and might increase. So there are many companies to work on libraries. And I want, even on solutions, if you have a solution and you need more help, I want you to ask for help. You don't need to merge two companies. Companies can be separate, but they can work on the same solution, or they can work on the same library, and a submission would be a solution and many libraries. So that is the main discussion. So we want today rapidly to do this. So each of one of you comes, we have a table which I ask you to fill. We're going to fill it together. You're going to talk. We're going to adjust it live here. We're going to see what other companies raise their hands, say, well, I'll do this library, I'll do that library, live right now. And if something remains, we'll continue to do it on Discord. So now the immediate question that comes after this is, what's the schedule? Okay. So we have a very short amount of time. We are today on the last day of July. In 2 weeks, we have to finalize all the library part specs and some initial 3D Blender models. So we have only 2 weeks to have the initial Blender models and a list of what are the library parts. We're going to provide significant help for this. Any companies that working on libraries, there's going to be, Muhammad is the head of design, Muhammad. Then there's Mahmoud, which is somebody in the team. There is one of the companies that is going to talk about this, that they actually are the, congratulations to them. They are the first company that released their library. I want, when they come to them, to explain this. They can be the one that help other companies also in their effort. So we're going to have as much as help possible for any of the startups that working on libraries to achieve this. In 2 weeks, you need to have the initial 3Ds done. There is, as you know, there is a registration process for each solution. You're going to have a registration in XPRIZE. I ask you to not do that yet, because we are in discussions with XPRIZE on some details. That would be in 16. You have still 2 weeks to do initial registration. That's not final. I mean, it's not a deadline. It's just we want to start to have that. And the way we're going to do it, most probably, I'm not yet 100% sure, that is it organization, is it PolyUp has to submit because you're from K-12, or the student themselves have to submit. We don't know that yet. We are in discussion with XPRIZE, because Every submission for students have an organization. An organization is PolyUp. PolyUp Innovation Hub is your organization. So we have to know exactly who is submitting. We don't know. But when we get there, if it's the students, would be the company, one of the companies that works on solution would be responsible for doing the forms of submission. But when it comes to the team, that submission will have the name of all the team members from the solution to the libraries of that submission. So, you know, one submission may have 50 people in that. So it has to be all those companies' team members. So again, that's how important it is that your company's, your name have the acronym, because till your name doesn't have acronym, you're not considered to be part of that company. Then on, so that would be 8/16 to start initial registration. That's not the final deadline. Final deadline is 1st of October. Between August 16 and 9/27, which to be safe, we are considering a few days earlier than the absolute deadline to finalize the submission. Between in this 1.5 months, the submissions are going to get better and better and better. The submissions are open, they're not finalized, they can be updated. Now, there are 2 more dates. We want the first draft of the libraries are done by 8/23. That means that in around 3.5 weeks, we should have the first one done. That means that library companies, library startups have to be on the mark every day between now and then to get the help necessary to make this happen. So Mohammed is going to talk, at the end about the video he has put out and what are the steps, any questions about this. There is a lot to learn, but you can learn it fast. You have to go to the video he put up and ask questions. There is a lot of help on the Discord. Every help you want, there's a channel for library, which you have to use for discussion about library. All of the discussion about library has to be in that channel. So don't put it on the general, don't put it on the hub. Every discussion about library has to be in the under the startups. I want to just show it here such that we be 100% on the same page. Here is a startup. Here is the machine product. Here's part product. This channel should be every question about library. This should be buzzing. This week, we should have hundreds of messages here because everybody can ask. There is no bad question. Any questions you have is good questions. Don't worry about it, ask it, and the whole community will answer. So again, just make sure all the library efforts should be focused in this one channel, parts, products. So let me go back. So we want to have on 8/23, we want a first draft. On 9/13, we want to have the libraries finalized because you have only 2 weeks after that for solutions to use the finalized library between 9/13 and 9/27. Between September 13 and September 27 is only 2 weeks that the solutions can use those libraries. Okay, so now we are done with this. There was only one piece that's going to be a lot of questions about how does the calculation for winning happens. I'll say that very fast. The main point is bring as much as possible, winning to the hub. That's the goal because everybody will win. So what we'll do is by end of November, because they have said they're going to announce the winners. October 1st is the deadline. They announce winners in November. That's the promise they have on XPRIZE for student prizes. So we'll wait till end of November. If it gets delayed, we'll delay that. But right now, the assumption is by end of November, we're going to add up all the coins in the hub that done by startup team members, not outside the startup. Everybody that's a startup team member will be counted. You have to have that acronym in your display name, or your coins will not count toward the hub total. That total say is X, whatever numbers. It might be 1 million coin or it might be 10 million coin. I don't know, whatever it is. Then what we do is we take all the then we take the prizes that won. For example, say 2 solutions win. Or in this example, let's assume 1 solution win. I mean, if there's more than 1 solution, I have to change this equation at the end. Say 1 solution win. Then what happens is the companies that work on that solution will get additional X polycoins. Whatever was this polycoin, they get additional X. If it was 1 million, that startup or startups that work on that solution, they will get another additional 1 million polycoins. And another 1 million polycoins will go to all the companies that the libraries got used. And we divide it based on the number of the parts from library. If the library 1 is used 3 parts and library 2 use 2 parts, we just pro rata divide it by the library use. So that means if there was 1 million coin by that day and there was only 1 winning solution, each of them get 1 million, then it would be 3 million, it would be 3x. And we divide the total price with 3x, that becomes the value of Polycoin. Now Polycoin has a value. Now don't forget, already there is a $10,000 here, because PolyUp supporters have put $10,000 behind the community. So for sure, no matter what happens, we know that the $10,000 will divide by the total Polycoin earned by that day. So Polycoin is going to have some value. If more gets win, if we win 1 solution, if we win 2 solutions, if we win 3 solutions, all those gets added here, and this would be 3x, or would be 5x, or would be 7x, and divide by that. So it brings more money in, and those that won will have more coins, but everybody's coin will have some value. What can you do with them? Those coins can be used to buy prizes. For now, as I said, $10,000 has been assigned. Already, we assigned this list of prizes. There's going to be an iPad Air or iPhone or Apple MacBook Air. There would be a youth entrepreneurship camp for 4 weeks. The value is $1,500. There would be a product advertisement on Facebook, $2,000. You can get a credit for $2,000 to go and advertise your product. There's going to be Harbor Space, is a very well-known center in Barcelona. They have summer camps for 2 weeks. Is very good experience, $2,700. There's going to be cheaper ones like prototyping scholarship at different levels, $500, $2,500, $100, $50, $25, $10. Anybody that has some amount of coin that can purchase one of these levels, they can purchase even a drone, for example. 2 drone would be there. This is the 10,000. These are for sure are there. Now, we want to have prototyping scholarship, college scholarship, other type of this. Right now, they're not allocated. They're 0 because we haven't won yet any other prize. As we win more and more prizes, we're going to have those prizes become available. So now you see everybody in the hub has an impact. Even one person that just did a bunch of machines and learned and come and join one of the startups, that person, by being there, by increasing the number of the people in the hub, increases the chance of success, because the judges in XPRIZE not only look at the solution, they're looking at impact. If they see that the hub is larger, the chance of winning would increase. So from me, that I just came and did 10 machines, get my 500 coin, which is the minimum to get to join a startup, and join a startup, I'm going to have an impact to the ones that winning the solution or have the best library or whatever to win. Everybody is helping to win. This is the essence of co-opetition, how we collaborate and compete. So it's not a zero-sum game. Zero-sum game means if I win, you lose. Here is a gain for everybody. If some other company wins this solution, it brings more prizes. They get more coins, but now that there are more prizes, the value of Polycoin for all of us increases. So I will stop here. And what I want to do is I want to go to the companies, and we want to the companies start to talk about this. We want to fill this spreadsheet together, which is the spreadsheet for innovation hub companies saying what are the um, products and what are the library that they're working on. And I want each and every one of you tell the library, the product, the library or the solution. Say, if it's a library, what solutions probably can use it. And if you're talking about the solution, tell what libraries you need, such that other companies can raise their hand and say, well, we want to work in that library. So it's a matchmaking between different startups. And don't forget, for the last time I say, any of you can have more win come there. So if everybody will win, with more of this winning happens. So think about how you can have some aspect to help to make the solutions better, or to make more people know about these solutions, because that increases the impact. So we go there, and each of the companies can ask their questions about what you saw while you're presenting. We want to have a short discussion, couple of minutes. This is not a pitch. It's only about what you're working on, so it will be short. So Stephanie, can you please tell who are the ones, and we go through that?
So the first company will be Golden Ratio.
Golden Ratio, can you please go ahead?
Yes, sure. Okay. You can see my screen, right?
Yes, go ahead.
First, we have here, we signed up for 3 things, but we have to make sure we can do this. First, the carbon removal solution, and we really want to do this, and we are looking for many people who can help us. I emailed professors from the university. I'm waiting for them to reply, but we're not going to sit and just wait. We are looking for more info on the internet to help improve the solution. We have 3 questions that we are looking for their answers. We can't submit the solution without the answers for these questions, because these are important questions. And the next thing is we want to work on the library, except we don't know how to use Blender. So if any company can collaborate with us and help us to design these 3D parts on Blender, that would be wonderful. But if you don't know how to use Blender, we can't collaborate, but we need some company to help us and collaborate with us to make this company works. Other companies ask for parts. They need this factory library. They need these parts for their machines. And if any company can design this on Blender, who can help us also, we will try to launch this library soon. The final thing is we have here about growing the iBRIDGE. Me and my friend Fatma from Next Generation Innovators, she's from Oman too. We'll try to contact the member who were in a Nashia challenge in Oman last summer, and we'll try to gather them, and then we will introduce them to the hub. There are more than 100 person, but we'll try to bring more. And this is basically it. Also, I have an idea. It might be expensive, but it's good. We can also make an ads, and then we can put it on YouTube for only 5 seconds. Maybe that will bring more people to the Innovation Hub. And that's it. Thank you.
Fantastic. That was very good. I appreciate it. So let me go one by one over items you said and have some suggestions. Okay. So first suggestion I have is the solution you have on the rock is a very, very interesting solution. It will take a lot of effort to make sure you have answer to that 3 questions.
Exactly.
So my strong suggestion, and since you haven't started yet on the Blender side on the library, my strong suggestion is you only focus on the solution all the way.
Sure.
All the way, and let some other company work on the library for factory.
Okay.
Because if you divide your attention, both will suffer. and you want to have really make this happen. You now have the reach. I don't know if you saw the Dr. Ali from Oman has answered. Did you saw the email?
Yes, I checked the email.
So you now have somebody is assigned for you to go through. So you have an amazing potential to go. So
it's a great opportunity.
Yeah. So what you do is let somebody else, and while I'm saying this, I hope some companies maybe raise their hand right now or later, say that they want to focus on that and only on that, on that library for factory, and then pass the spec of what you need, correct, on what you have. They will talk to other companies that they need factory. They come up with one factory spec that actually helps all solutions. This is not something you focus on. That company will focus on, and they make the library. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Now, the last one you said is very important. One is in Oman, bring as many as those 100 as you can. That's significant value. We are trying to put something together that actually measures if you bring some other people in, but it's not in place. Till it's not in place, don't worry, just do it. When it's placed, you also get more revenue for that. But very important, because you have a community of more than a couple of hundred of the Omani kids that they know the PolyUp extremely well, because these were like the 200 which were on leaderboard. So you have an opportunity to leverage that work that has done last year in Oman and now bring them in. Some of them may join your company, some of them they make their own company. Doesn't matter. Just bring them. It helps the whole hub to buzz more. On the last point you made, I have a news that we are in discussion with with Facebook. There is a head of Facebook Live that we are in discussion with, and she may actually agree to come give a talk. We want you all impress her so much that Facebook start to give credit for advertisement. Then that would be big, because companies will get assigned some credit and you can go and bring your, use that. But the idea you have is very good about reach out. Okay?
Great, thank you.
Thank you. So let's go to next. Stephanie?
Okay, next we have Samurai Velocity.
Yeah. And let's try to do it faster. Just say what is one and other one. Just let's do it very fast. Yeah. Go ahead. Samurai, we don't hear you if you're talking, Jogan.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Sure.
Our main focus is to use bamboo as an eco-friendly alternative to coal or other non-eco-friendly solutions. So we are not developing any library product because we wanted to focus on just one product. And we have an idea about growing the hub reach by we are going to make people more interested in the potential of bamboo by sharing our idea, because bamboo is actually really popular in many countries such as India, Kenya, and other countries in Africa. So that way we can increase the number of people in the innovation hub.
Fantastic.
And that's it.
Fantastic. So the focus you have on the bamboo project is fantastic. Okay. The idea you're saying is fantastic idea. And Zohre, one suggestion is if we can move the talk of that lady from Facebook earlier, then what we do is every of these companies that they present, they can end by saying, if there was a way, we had some way to advertise, we want to do this, then we want to do that. If all the presenters say what they want to do, the chance of us getting, the chance of Hub getting credit from Facebook would be much higher. Maybe we think about that and enable that sooner, because there's a pipeline of the talks. Thank you, Zora. That's very good. Now, one thing, Jogan, is there any library, if you can make better machines Do you have anything?
Yeah, I think the main library we'll need is the factory library that the golden ratio are making. So
Okay.
actually you can see here, we are building this project inside of the factory. So many things like, for example, this turbine here, we will be needing that, and maybe a furnace or something else like that. So it will be very helpful.
Very good. So it's going to not doing with the golden ratio would be a new company. I mean, we are looking for one of the companies to stand up and do this, but that's great. Now we have a library that get used in 2 places. That's very good. Thank you, Yogan. That was good. Let's go next.
Thanks.
Next, we have the PolyPros.
And Jogan, please we'll add a line, a new page that says a solution, what libraries needed. All of you have to put the libraries you need in that list. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, PolyPros, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. So we have decided to focus on making a library, and that library will revolve around a molecule. So we will call it the chemical library. Basically, it will help demonstrate carbon removal at a molecular scale. So
Can you turn on your camera? Sorry about
that. I don't think I can.
Oh, you cannot. Then go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, I can just share my screen and show where we might take inspiration from.
Go ahead.
So a few days ago, Amir showed me this website called MolView, and it's not going to be the exact same, but as you can see, it shows molecules depending on their structure on the right in a 3D view. So our plan is just to make simple structure orbs with various anchors, so you can attach them differently, and they can, for example, mimic different molecular structures. For this, we will need help from the rest of the hub. If anyone has any feedback, they're more than welcome to share it with us. We're also looking for new team members. So if you have an enthusiasm for chemistry, because this is a very chemistry-focused library, if you have knowledge of chemistry, feel free to reach out. Or if you're planning to learn more about Blender, I can help with that as well, and we can collaborate on this. So yes, thank you.
Kenan, that's great. This can be used by various solutions. Is again, those solutions that need chemical should reach out and say that they want this. And Kenan is the first company that released the library. The train library that most of you are using is from his company. Congratulations, Kenan. That's a leading effort. And now there's a big responsibility on you and your company's shoulder. You need to help other companies that they have questions. So please be active in helping them when they have questions. And everybody, you have to go in that product-part channel and ask questions. Don't wait. There is a video that Muhammad has put. Muhammad, please put your video in that channel, and anything needed in that channel, all focus in one place, such that we get this community going. This week, we want everybody to become on his feet and her feet on making this. Thank you, Kenan. Next, Stephanie.
Next, we have the next generation innovators.
Yeah, hello everyone. Hello Amir. I can't open my camera right now. Please wait. Yeah. You can see my screen right now. We're working on carbon capturing and converting it useful items like electricity, hydrogen fuel, and etc. We made the core of our solution of XPRIZE, but we need to make one more library product. We will focus on this. We will focus on this. We're also working on bring more chips to PolyUp Innovation Hub. You can see there we are 50 people from Azerbaijan in PolyUp Innovation Hub. Yeah, and we will increase this number by making webinars on Innovation Hub. We will start making webinars for next week's. Thank you.
Fantastic. First of all, congratulations for such an increase from Azerbaijan. That's amazing. And the solution also is great. So focus on it. Make sure, is there any library you want to call out that you may need in addition to, I mean, I suppose, go ahead. What libraries that you think is useful for your solution?
Yes, thank you.
Sorry? Emin, are you here?
Can you repeat?
So I'm just saying, what libraries do you think is useful for your solution? Is there any libraries you want to call out that's useful for your solution to show your solution better?
We don't have ideas for our new library. Just we will make a library for our solution, like a machine.
So what I'm saying is not your focus on solution is good, but the libraries that other companies do might be helpful. Right? Like, for example, you may use the train library and you may use, for example, the chemical library. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So think about if you needed anything else in the hub, just ask for it. Say, well, I mean, we need objects like this we don't have. Is there any company working on it? Just have in mind to suggest that. Okay, thank you. Next.
Thank you.
Next, we have Shindo.
Go ahead, Shindo.
Hi, my name is Jaden from Shindo, and our idea is to turn polluted cities into Shindo cities. The cities make them much greener. They have green tech here, and they have some trees, artificial trees that use carbon. They collect carbon and reduce them from
Jaden, we don't hear you. Turn off your screen share because probably you have low bandwidth and you're on mute right now. Okay, so Jaden, let's do this. Please put your solution on the sheet and make sure when we have all the solutions, we're going to have a separate sheet which is only based on solutions, and then you can mention what libraries you need. Okay, you're still on mute, so we'll go to next one, but you put it on the spreadsheet. Stephanie, thank you. Go ahead.
Next, we have the Great Poly Innovators.
Hello, everyone.
Go ahead.
Can you see?
Yes, go ahead.
Carbon removal. Grant for Innovators. About the team, company name, Grant for Innovators. CEO of the team, Ali Yoldash, Amir Zarkesh. Countries of team members, Azerbaijan and Rwanda. Team members,
sorry about interrupting you. Sorry. So today, you don't need to pitch the whole presentation because we don't have outside member, correct? We are inside the hub right now. Can you just tell are you focusing on a solution or on a library?
We need new ideas to clean up carbon, which is a big problem for the world. Instead of destroying carbon, it should be used. I think we need both oxygen and carbon. We have a new and perfect idea, carbon cleaning. This idea is a graphene substance.
Oh, graphene substance. Okay, very good. So have you built, sorry, I'm interrupting you because we don't want to present today. So have you built machines for this?
I will also make a mention for this graphene project.
Okay, fantastic. And what I see is you will need the chemical library for that, correct? Because chemical library, is that correct? Aliodash, am I correct?
Yes.
The chemical library would be good for you, correct? I'm not sure if you hear me. Okay, so Aliodash, this is very good. Put this in the spreadsheet that you're working on this solution, and then you will look for what libraries you can use. Are we set? Okay, so let's, thanks a lot, Aliodash. This is very good. Focus on that solution, okay? Are you fine? Just tell me if you're okay. You are on mute. Okay, great. So let's move on. Stephanie, who's next?
That's all we have for today.
Okay, so there are more companies there. So I want to call out the companies that they didn't present, and I want to know what are the solutions. So let me go. Let me share my screen because we need to really today get to the point of having the solutions known. So where is the here? Okay, first one, super capable team. Is the super capable team online right now?
Yeah, sorry we weren't on the spreadsheet. I thought I put mine on, but maybe I put it in the wrong area.
Okay, so then go ahead and talk about what you have, because you haven't put in the spreadsheet yet, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think I put it in the wrong area or something, or like maybe an older thing. Okay. So for the library and the library and the carbon removal, we're gonna be doing both. But for the library, we're looking for a partner, another company, to finish the last 8 parts, and whoever does that will be given 1/3 of the library share, since it's 24 parts. 8 out of 24 is 1/3. So any companies who know some Blender and have an idea of what to do with the library, we have designs and everything lined up for you. You can just come over here. We just need more, I guess, manpower, because we don't have enough time, and it would be extremely difficult for us to finish it on our own while finishing the carbon removal. So we just want to pass on some of the work to another company, because we are working on the carbon removal right now. So we're going to be working on both, but mainly the carbon removal. And other than that, our carbon removal idea was to use a specific type of PCP using zinc ions to capture carbon, and then we would use that carbon to create polyethylene. And then also polyethylene is extremely energy efficient, and even if we do need any energy, we'll just use solar panels. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, very good. So it's good that it's good that you are looking for a company to help on the library. This is what libraries, just tell everybody what library is that.
Oh yeah, we're working on the Poly Avatar library. It's a pretty general library, so I'm guessing it's going to be used a few times, and that's why I'm hoping to get it finished before the deadline, so that people can use it in their machines.
Okay. So you need, some companies has to reach out and say, so I mean, I just put this right now, Poly Avatar, and please put the solution name here. But this is looking for partner.
So
right.
For the carbon removal, though, we're currently just looking for the researchers who originally made it, because it's kind of something that has been made a couple years ago and then just been left off. There's not much more information on it, so we need more, and that's why I need to find. Okay.
So we are going to have a systematic help for solutions to reach out to the industry. And what will happen next, I'll tell you right now. Each of the solutions that finalize, they're working on a solution, they need to write up a paragraph and make a short video, couple of minutes video about their solution. We're going to give this to advisors. They're going to reach out and bring some academic or industry expert in that area. So our goal is very rapidly to bring a set of experts for each of the solutions to work with you. We did this, for example, we started this effort in the area for the Oman team. I mean, the team that works on the Rockfish Fund in Oman. That's one. We're going to do this with others. But what we need is every company that has a solution has to send a paragraph or two, a short paragraph about what it is, and a video that you explain the solution, just like you were explaining, just like the pitch you were doing. Make a video, put it on YouTube, send us a link as soon as possible. And we want to send this in next couple of days to the advisors and find help for you. Find those that they know the industry, the area, such that you can work with them. Okay, very good. So let's go next. Next is the next generation innovator. That's set. Samurai Velocity. That's set. Next one, PolyPros chemical library. That's set. Innovation Sultans. Is there anybody from Innovation Sultans on the call? None on the call. Okay. So I know that they talked about they are going to make a game library, but I don't know if they're finalized or not. But they are working on a game library that used by all companies for gamification of at least one of their machines. So we'll have a discussion with them. Poly Innovators. Is Poly Innovators on the call? Anybody from Poly Innovators? Lala is on the call. Okay, so if you are on the call from it, you need to put in the next day or so, you need to fill, what you like to work on. Right now there are two library work that is asked for help. There is one for factory and there is one for helping on the Poly Avatar. So at least there are two of the companies can focus on that. Next one, we have creative technology team. They're going to work on alphabet library. Is there anybody from there here?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Basically, we're working on the alphabet. I'm going to show my screen. Okay, so we have in Blender so far. Basically, we've just been taking the numbers and moving them around to make letters. So like this B is like this 3 switched backwards, and then we make a line there, pretty much. And then we bring this out. So yeah, that's what we're working on.
Fantastic. That's great. This is highly reusable. I think every solution will need to show some text. So the only suggestion I have is make sure when you mention the library you're working on, this library is not only alphabet, is alphanumeric library, correct?
Yeah, but I didn't make the numeric. That was somebody else.
It's okay. You are right now. You are the one that doing it, right? So just focus. You are responsible for the whole alphanumeric and maths, correct? There are math symbols there also.
Yeah.
So and as we discussed earlier, you may need to add some more math symbols. But this is very important. Make sure you're on a schedule that we just showed as far as release, such that others can start to use them. Okay?
Yeah.
Very good. Did Shindo, what library was? Jaden, you were going to talk, but you couldn't. So please fill in what you're working on.
I am the CEO. I am Faris.
Sure, Faris,
CEO
what are
of
you
Shindo. We are working on sports library and effects library. Effects like explosions and like these things. So,
okay.
Yeah,
So where are you on those? Which of those you got to Blender already?
We are working on the both, but one of our team members is is focusing a lot on the effects and effects and explosions. We are all focusing on effects and explosions more, but the sports library may too be
Okay.
in the.
So I have a suggestion for you. The suggestion is focus only on the effect library, because effect library probably will be useful for various solutions. So if you focus on that one, is more useful for the other solutions for carbon removal, and also you have a focus, so you can make sure that in next 2-3 weeks you can finish the first version of that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So first,
Yes.
you need to
Thank
fill
you
in
very
this.
much.
Yeah, you need to fill in the table today. Okay, so please go there and put the description of the library.
Yes, we will.
Okay. How about World Poly Innovators? I forgot. Did they talk? Did anybody at World Poly Innovators are here? Is Anabaji, Khadija, or Tahir, any of you here? So you need to fill in this such that we know what you're working on. So please do that today. Golden ratio is already covered. Imagistation. Is there anybody from Imagistation here? Torona? Okay, so they are working on vehicle library. This is actually good because vehicle library can be used by other solutions. I've seen that some of the other companies are using vehicles in their solution. So that's very good. Then we have Grand Poly Innovators. Ali Yoldash, you are working on a solution. The solution you had, make sure you put the solution description here. And then we have Technology Futures. Is anybody from Technology Future here? Okay, so we are now, you see, I know that this is a solution. So that's one solution, 2 solutions. Word Poly Innovator, I don't know is a solution or not. Shindo is a library. So you're going to put the description. This is effect library. Please correct it and put more description. What do you mean effects library? So let me do this. And then you have Poly Innovators, Lala, which we don't know what you're working on. This is library for gaming. And okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have up to now 4, as far as we can say, we have 4 solutions, and others are working for libraries for those. So that's very good. Something around 4, 5, 6 solutions is good. And then the rest of the companies are working on the libraries, and this way we can help each other to have the best solution. Okay, so we are done with this. We want to move to question and answer. So Stephanie, is there anybody has input any questions? And please start to put your questions in the chat to start to answer. Anybody has any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
If we will not do the factory library, some companies have to take care of that, because Jagon's company needs the factory library and other company reaches out too. So this is going to be needed, but some other company should take care of the factory library.
Definitely.
As you suggest, we can't work on the solution and the library as well. And that's right, but others should do.
Yeah, so let's put it this way. You are going to have a factory library one way or another. There would be some other company working on it, and we'll make sure that taken care of. You focus on the solution, we'll bring the factory library, okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And you know, there are still companies here in the list that they haven't assigned what they're working on. So there is like Poly Innovator, there is Word Innovators and Poly's Innovators. There are two companies that haven't yet assigned, and there's one or three companies. So we'll find one of the three companies that focus on that, and maybe actually they join forces together to do that. So we'll have definitely a solution. Anybody else has any questions or comments or inputs? Okay, so let's just look at the schedule. So really, our main point right now is we need to have the final library spec and initial 3D design for libraries by 8/16. So my assumption is that there is going to be a significant discussion going in the channel of product parts, which is about libraries, part libraries. So that let's get that one going. And then every company that is working on a solution, in the next 2 days, by Monday, we need to have a description and a video about their solution. And in your description and in the video, ask what you need. I'm talking about the solution side. Say, we don't need X, we don't know X, Y, Z. We need to find this, we need to find that. Something that when it goes to an industry leader or an academics expert in that area, not only they get impressed, but they also say, oh, I know what you need. I can help you to answer that question. So you need to explain your needs in that video and in that write-up. So in next 2 days, you need to send that. I need 4 of them right now is identified, the 4 solutions. You need to send your questions. Now, on the, any questions or comments on this? Okay, so now we need to discuss, Mohammed, what do they need to do now that they know this week is a critical week? They have to jump on this, on the library. What do they need to do and how can they get help?
Okay, so first of all, everyone needs to set the library parts that they are going to build. Like, how many are they? Are they going to consist of different subparts? For example, if it's a fan, the fan has a moving object and a static object. In addition to that, after deciding which parts to make, they need to decide on the names and the descriptions and tags if possible. And those things can be worked on while in progress on making the 3D models, for example. So the very first step is setting the spec of the library. What parts are they going to be and how many? And do they consist of smaller parts? I said the example of a fan, that could be anything similar.
So, and you're asking them to make this a sheet like this, correct? In the spreadsheet.
Yes, most of the startups have seen the sheet, the parts sheet. If someone hasn't, please ask in the hub. I'm sure the other members who saw that sheet can help setting up the sheet for every startup. So just make a sheet, say what parts do you want to make. Let's keep it a maximum of 24 and a minimum of 6.
Okay, very good. And so let's settle one thing. This week, if you're working on a library, if this week you don't get to the point that design some of those in Blender, you're going to be late. So you really need to reach out for help if you don't know how to do that. And the place to reach out for help is on Blender, on the product parts.
Yeah, if I may add something, I shared a tutorial maybe last Friday or last Monday, I forgot, But there's a video tutorial, and I go through making a simple part from scratch using Blender. It's very simple. It's about building a wall. In case you haven't seen that tutorial, reach out to me, DM me on Discord, and I will give it to you. I will be making another tutorial maybe tomorrow or on Monday, and I will create a more detailed part so you can get more ideas, or maybe that would answer some of the questions you have. But overall, that tutorial is enough to get you started. And if you have any experience with Blender, after watching that tutorial, you will be able to create simple parts.
Okay, fantastic. So anything else about library? I have one more thing about reaching out I want to ask, but anything about libraries? Any questions, comments, inputs?
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Since there's also a need for a factory library, should our company do a poll and then focus on the library that is more in demand? If no one else has taken it up?
Yeah, I'm thinking. So Kenan, let's have a discussion on this, okay? Let's have a discussion on this, because it is true that factory library might be more complex. Okay, so it might be good choice, but let's have an offline discussion with you and Muhammad. Okay.
Okay.
But we will have the factory library one way or another, and I have some ideas that I want to discuss to see how we can make it the best. But very good input, Kenan. Okay. Anybody else on libraries? Okay. So one last thing. Now I want to show you an example of efforts toward reach to outside. This is a new company actually that work on TikTok. We have Ajax on the call. Ajax, can you please explain what focus of your company is and what you have done, if you can show your and how that can help others to start to have this kind of reach to medium like TikTok.
Okay, I can't show my TikTok right now because I'm in a situation, but basically I am making a TikTok for PolyUp, and what this TikTok is, it's I guess the best way I can put it is, obviously my goal is to get more people into PolyUp, and I want to show people like the range of creation of PolyUp. But to do that, I'm going to sort of like combine the PolyUp software, creating things in the PolyUp software, while also like adding an element of like humor to it, and like adding to like trends and stuff. I'm not sure what to call the company yet. But the main focus will be making short-term machines to present on TikTok, and just like silly things, in order to sort of expose PolyUp to more people, to show that like, hey, this is an easy alternative to animating in other 3D softwares. Amir, you're on mute.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's very good. So I'll show your. Do you want me to show your piece?
Yeah, sure.
I'll show the piece, and then I want to make a comment on that. It's actually very nice. So let me run it here.
Are you sure? Amir,
you're not sharing your screen.
Yeah, you're not sharing your screen. No one can see what you're watching.
So fantastic.
Amir, we
That's
couldn't see your screen.
oh, you didn't see my screen. I just put.
The music was so
Okay,
loud you
I have
couldn't
to
hear
do it
us.
again. Then sorry about that. I mean,
It's okay.
I'm doing. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so again, one time more. Do you see a screen now?
Yeah.
My name, my age, my favorite color, my height, my size, do I have a lover? What's my personality? Or some things that inspire me. My favorite food, my current mood, and my shoe size.
Fantastic. That's really. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. That's fantastic. So the main comment here is this is really nice. Is a kind of this is a kind of you know effort that we should really increase, and especially in an environment like TikTok, that's very conducive with what we are, which is a highly visual environment. The only comment I have on that is very rapidly we can move to do similar animation like what you showed, all in PolyUp. So that is where the power comes. And you know, it's good if Ajax, you know, you and some others that join your company work on making sure that we can have that kind of a thing, because even with what we have today, many of the moves and emotions and things you want to show is possible with the what do you call it, the avatar library. That would be completely possible. So it's good if actually you look into the avatar library and help on that, making sure that the type of you know things that is coming there covers many of the things that you feel that is good to show. Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Anybody has any questions or comments? Okay, fantastic. So don't forget, fill in the I mean, I said it a few times. I'm going to say it one last time because you know, going forward on this really depends on this critical task. Make sure to add the acronym to your name. Make sure to add acronym to the product of the company. Focus on one of the solution library or influence you want to have to outside. Look for collaboration and plan and execute this week. Next week, we're going to have a famous, successful, one of the largest, the chairman and the founder of one of the largest companies that is providing storage places for all. Amazon is the main customer for them. In various ports, they provide storage facilities, and they're very conscious about environment. So your solutions and your focus when you pitch to them on the environment is very important. He can be another sponsor, and we want to, you know, you should ask him if he wants to be an advisor, and we go forward. We try the week after to bring the lady from Facebook, such that you can get exposure. And the week after that, we may have, I want to tell you right now, we may have somebody which is the founder of Angry Bird, one of the most successful casual games of all time. He may actually come and talk to you, which is in line with the gamification you're doing. And again, this games is very important. Try to think about which part of it will become game between now and the submission, such that you can get more and more attraction and play the games that's going to be released. There are going to be more games this week gets released. And those of you that would like to win the next week record on the same 3 games also, you have a chance to beat the record of those games. Thanks a lot. Have a great day and night.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.